Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're journeying back in time to uncover the most epic, game-changing battles in Nigerian history. These aren't just stories of conflict, they are tales of strategy, courage, and the birth of nations. From ancient empires to colonial showdowns, these 5 battles shaped the very map and identity of modern Nigeria. So, grab your notebooks, history buffs, because class is in session. Let us kick things off at number 5 with the Battle of Osogbo in 1840. This was a monumental clash that basically saved the entire Yoruba kingdom from collapsing. Picture this, the Fulani-led Ilorin Emirate, fresh off conquering the old Oyo Empire, was pushing south, aiming to expand its territory and influence. The city of Ibadan, a rising Yoruba power, knew they had to make a stand. The battlefield was Osogbo, a strategic town. The Ilorin forces, famous for their powerful cavalry, were confident. But the Ibadan army, led by generals like Balogun Odurinlo, had a clever plan. They lured the Ilorin cavalry into a trap near the Osun River, neutralizing their biggest advantage. The battle was fierce, but Ibadan's superior tactics won the day. This victory was huge. It stopped the Fulani southward expansion dead in its tracks and established Ibadan as the new military powerhouse of Yorubaland. It preserved the culture, religion, and political independence of the southern Yoruba states for decades to come. Coming in at number 4 is the Adubi War of 1918, also known as the Egba Uprising. This one is a bit different. It wasn't a battle between empires, but a rebellion against British colonial rule. The Egba people of Abeokuta had initially enjoyed a degree of independence through a treaty with the British. But in 1914, Lord Lugard amalgamated Nigeria and revoked the treaty, imposing direct taxation and forced labor. The Egba people were furious. By 1918, tensions boiled over. Led by a man named Adubi, thousands of Egba warriors rose up. They targeted colonial infrastructure, pulling up railway lines and cutting telegraph wires to isolate Abeokuta. For a brief period, they were in control. The British were caught off guard, but responded with overwhelming force, deploying troops with machine guns. The rebellion was brutally crushed, with hundreds of Egba lives lost. Though a military defeat, the Adubi War sent a powerful message to the colonial administration. It was a raw, defiant cry for freedom and one of the most significant early resistance movements against British rule in southern Nigeria, inspiring future nationalist movements. At number 3, we have the legendary Battle of Kano in 1903. This was a pivotal moment in the British conquest of northern Nigeria. The Sokoto Caliphate, a massive Islamic empire, was the last major independent power standing in the way of complete British control. At its heart was the ancient and heavily fortified city of Kano. Kano was a commercial hub surrounded by colossal mud walls, some up to 50 feet high, with 15 gates. The British, under Colonel Morland, arrived with a force armed with modern artillery and Maxim guns. The Emir of Kano, Aliyu Baba, rallied his army, including his elite royal guards. The British bombarded the city walls for days, eventually breaching one of the gates. What followed was intense, close-quarters fighting through the narrow streets of the ancient city. The Kano forces fought bravely, but they were no match for the superior firepower of the British. The city fell. This defeat was a devastating blow to the Sokoto Caliphate. It led directly to the fall of the capital city, Sokoto, a few months later, and cemented British control over the entire region, forever changing the political and economic landscape of northern Nigeria. Our runner-up, at number 2, is one of the most famous conflicts in West African history, the fall of Benin in 1897. The Kingdom of Benin was an ancient, powerful, and wealthy state, renowned for its incredible bronze sculptures. For years, they had a complex trading relationship with the British. However, the British wanted more control over the lucrative palm oil and rubber trade. In early 1897, a British delegation, despite being warned not to come, marched towards Benin City during a sacred festival. They were ambushed and most were killed. The British press framed this as a savage massacre, ignoring the provocation. The response was swift and massive. They launched the punitive expedition, a force of about 1,200 soldiers armed with the latest military technology. They besieged Benin City, which was defended by a network of walls and trenches. After 10 days of brutal fighting, the city was captured. The British looted thousands of priceless artifacts, the now famous Benin bronzes, and burned the city to the ground. The Aba was exiled, and the kingdom was absorbed into the British Empire. This event marked the violent end of one of Africa's most illustrious empires and remains a deeply painful chapter in Nigerian history. And now, for the #1 most epic battle in Nigerian history. The Battle of Nkuof in 1550, also known as the Okpa War. This is a story of incredible resistance that defined the identity of the Aro people. The Kingdom of Okpa, a powerful Jukan state, launched a massive invasion into the Cross River region. Their goal was to dominate trade routes, especially the slave trade. They swept through village after village until they reached the Orokuku region. The various Aro clans knew they had to unite or be destroyed. Led by two warrior princes, Osim and Akuma Nubi, they formed a confederacy. They didn't just rely on numbers, they used brilliant guerrilla tactics and their intimate knowledge of the local terrain. The Okpa warriors, used to open-field battles, were ambushed in the dense forests and swamps. The Aro forces also allied with a neighboring group of skilled fighters, known as the Abibio, creating a powerful united front. The decisive battle was a masterclass in strategy. The Aro and their allies routed the Okpa invaders, ending their expansion for good. This victory was foundational. It led to the formation of the Aro Confederacy, which would become a dominant economic, political, and religious power in southeastern Nigeria for centuries, controlling trade and shaping the destiny of the entire region through their famous Ibini Ukpabai oracle. It is a true David and Goliath story, and a testament to the power of unity and strategy. And there you have it, 5 battles that were more than just clashes of armies. They were turning points that forged kingdoms, resisted empires, and laid the groundwork for the Nigeria we know today. History is packed with these incredible stories of courage and conflict. Which battle do you think was the most epic? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through time, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next historical deep dive. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.